Yo, it's Petrowski, otherwise known as Pat Mowski, and I wanted to do a sort of prologue video to my current progress series where I kind of lay out what I currently have on my account and like the progress that I do currently have. Because you guys are kind of jumping into my account and jumping into the progress, post max, like you need more of like a starting spot of like where I'm coming from, So first thing, let's just get right into it. It's probably be a bit of a video, maybe long. I don't know. We'll see. I wanted to cover what's on my person at the current time. So we'll go over things like my herb sack is empty, and thought process behind things. So I have a rune pouch, an herb sack, and my seed box. These items I all got very early on in my account. I don't think most UIMs keep them throughout their entire account, but I did, and honestly, I've loved it, and I've always loved items that let you hold more things in your inventory. That's part of the reason why I love the UIM game mode. I've adored having these items in my inventory the entire time. Herb sack is great for herb runs because the herbs will be immediately deposited into the sack instead of in your inventory. So if you're like doing an herb run during Slayer, you have a full inventory, the herbs will immediately just get put into here. And it's really nice. It's actually like such a lifesaver doing herb runs with a full inventory with an herb sack. And then rune pouch is a no-brainer. Dust runes I farmed at Dust Devils. They were used for POH teleports, and then law runes and nature runes for alching and teleports. Although the dust runes, the rune situation has become a little less optimal now that I have my max cape, and I'll probably never be taking this off. It's become less optimal because I don't need POH teleports, right? Because I can just teleport to my house at all times. Once I get more of a teleport nexus set up at my house, I will probably change this rune setup or get rid of this in some way. We'll see. And then I have these brews, 24 million GP in brews. It's this number divided by 4 is how many full brews I have. And I'm using those for Zoltano at the moment. 17 mil GP. That's all the GP that I do have. I have nothing in Nightmare Zone. This is all the GP that I have, which is cool. And then almost 300 crystal shards from the Zoltano grind, and then a Drayman staff. The Drayman staff is a big meme. I get memed on a lot. I'm a maxed UIM with a Drayman staff still on me without many diaries done. My diaries are pretty sporadic, as you can see, and I'll explain a little more in detail about why that is in a sec. But covering that, I have full graceful, full purple graceful. It's my favorite color. Tome of Fire is something I've kept. Something that I got at 98 fire making, and I was worried I wasn't going to get it because I really did want it. And I always thought that I would drop my tome at like 2k total, and then I didn't drop it at 2k total, and then I said, okay, I'll probably drop it around 2100 total when it becomes like less useful, and then I never did. It just so happened that my tome just remained useful over the entire process of the account. Having alts on me at all times is like super nice. It's just been super worth to have as like an offhand fire rune. It's just been beautiful. I alt a lot of things. High Alk is probably the spell that I've cast the most on this entire account for sure. It's so useful, so important, always nice to have on me. And then some broad bolts that I made during fletching, and then I prepped up with amethysts. I love mining amethyst, so any excuse to do that is awesome. Having these for future ring training is just nice to have. A B ring, which I got on my grind for my dragon axe. I actually didn't really if I did get the B ring, it was cool, but if I didn't, it wasn't a big deal. I did do DKs mostly for the dragon axe. That was my main reason I was there. I really just wanted the dragon axe, and going for the dragon axe at Wintertop was just too unreliable. I really wanted to get the dragon axe kind of quickly before doing 99 construction grind. So I was lucky. I got it at 214 KC. It was a little overrate, but not super dry, so nothing to complain about. And then in my bag, we'll try to go over some stuff. So here in my bag, we have mage gear at the top with an Aram's top that I remember getting around. So the Aram's top is a funny story. I did get a couple Barrows items, but the only one I ended up keeping was the Aram's top, of course. But I did Barrows on my account at a very early level, very early on with I think I was using, what's that spell? Magic Dart. Yeah, I think I was using Magic Dart. Not even Ivan's. I think I was magic darting through Barrows, and it was taking me I was doing them on stream, and I was doing 3 Barrows runs an hour. It was taking me 20 minutes in terms of killing the brothers, mainly getting there. Getting back to Barrows was a pain. I would like do some complicated ferry ring, and then catch like a boat in Mauritania. I think I would ferry ring here. Yeah, ferry ring to BKR and then run down to here and take this boat. And that boat would take me here, and then I'd have to run up here to Barrows. It was like really silly, and yeah, it was funny. I was doing like 20-minute long Barrows runs on stream and got a couple items. I think I have like 20 KC at Barrows or something around that. I got like 3 items within that, which was pretty lucky. But the Arm's top I kept, and it helps me a lot. I've barely used it across the entire account, which is really funny. It probably wasn't worth to keep, but it's just a PVM item flex since I don't have many of those. But it was extremely helpful during Song of the Elves. Song of the Elves was extremely difficult for me. I remember I ended up barely being able to kill the final boss. I remember I had a full inventory of like brews and everything, brews and restores and like everything, like 99 HP, like 90 plus magic, 99 defense, and it was so close. It was way too close. It's crazy. On like my second or third attempt, it was insane. Song of the Elves was an all day event for me for sure. As many of you may know, I hate questing. My least favorite activity in the game by far. But next to Arm's top is the Trident of Seas. I did Kraken. I do love Kraken. I love Kraken. I love Thermi. I love some easy Slayer bosses. That's I don't do a whole lot of PVM, but that is the kind of PVM that I love. Is easy to kill Slayer bosses, or just easy to. I like easy bosses. I like easy PVM. But I got Trident around, I want to say 200 KC, something like that. I only have around 250 KC at Kraken, but within those 250 KC, I've gotten Pet, Trident, and 1 Kraken Tentacle, so it's pretty lucky there, as per usual. And my Imbued Heart, which is probably the biggest PVM flex item that I have, I got it from an Aberrant Spectre Superior at around 86, 87 Slayer, I want to say. Super lucky, but I don't have a single Imbued Heart on my main, which is cool, which I have about like 15 million Slayer XP on my main. Nothing crazy, but it's cool to get. It's great to see on the UIM, really cool to see. And then a Cult Necklace. I've had a lot of these. I've dropped a lot of these. I had to go get one at one point to like have it in my bag again to like make sure I had it. Cause I've never been good about devoting the space to the Cult Necklace, but now I finally do have a permanent space for it. The Whip. The Whip is a funny story because it relates back to my hatred of quests. So for those who don't know, I do not have Monkey Madness 1 done. And that might sound crazy. And people might be saying, oh, it's not that hard of a quest. Like, why don't you have it done? And I agree. It's not that hard of a quest. It really just became a point of stubbornness and a meme and a joke for me, where I was like, 2k total without Monkey Madness 1 done. I had already pushed past any like grinds, like any point of it. So I was like, you know what? Just to say like screw you, like heck you to the questing nerds, I'm gonna max without Monkey Madness 1 done. And I did. So I think to this day I might actually be the rank 1 UIM without Monkey Madness 1 done. That also means I don't have Barrows gloves. I don't even have Dragon gloves. I actually have Rune gloves on this account because I can't get any better. So I maxed with Rune gloves and Draymond staff and all these quest memes, right? I was actually infamous during UIM bingo because I got the rank 2 Slayer week at the time with black gloves. At the time I was doing Slayer for a competition, I got the rank 2 record meleeing only with black gloves. I didn't even have up to Rune at that point. I was meleeing all of my Slayer with black gloves. I was just putting in a ton of hours and working really hard and grinding and going really hard. I'm much more of a grinder, much more of a mental player than a doing everything efficiently. Okay, moving on to D-boots. D-boots are pretty standard. Got those as soon as I could from the spiritual, what is it? Warriors? Mages? I don't remember. From the spiritual creature that drops them. Pretty simple, pretty boring, whatever. The Bandos D'hide body I actually got very recently. I had an ancient D'hide body for a very long time, which I loved. I love the color purple, right? But eventually I did get a more useful one that is, you know, same with the Sarah Chaps. Sarah Chaps I got really early on. The Bandos I got really recently. Um, Having God Wars Dungeon D'hide armor is just like useful. Even if I probably won't do God Wars Dungeon, it's just like, it's better to have this than ancient D'hide body, just in case. And then the Sarah Chaps, I think I got within my first 5 hard clues. I remember the first 5 hard clues on this account were like extremely important for the account's progress. I remember on the first hard clue, I think I got like a pair of black D'hide chaps plus a magic shortbow, which at the time of completion, I was like 1200 total or something like that. It was incredible. Like getting a magic shortbow and black D'hide chaps, because I couldn't make those, right? Those required to be much higher levels than I had at the time. That was incredible for this account's range progression, and that really, really, really helped early game and helped Slayer and stuff. Okay, moving on from that, we have potions, and I love getting fatty stacks of potions because I don't PVM that much aside from like Slayer, so I love stacking up potions, and I'll always have way more potions than I'll ever need. Is where I'm at in this game. I'll always have way more potions than I'm ever gonna need for PVM. So I have, these are divine super combat potions, which are awesome to have. Have this many, especially with the crystal shards. So what is that? Like 500, 700? It's like 600-ish. 4-dose divine super combats, and then around 2100. Yeah, 2100 divine super ranging potions. I really wish I would have or not super, just divine ranging potions. I really wish I would have done the math prior to this and given you more, better numbers. The reason UIMs store their potions like this in 1 doses in their bags is because it's less inventory space. You don't have to waste potions. So for example, if you end a Slayer task and you're gonna stop doing Slayer for a little bit, and you end with a potion that has 2 doses in it, but you want to bag your stuff with 4 doses, right? So if you were to end a task like that, you'd have to just drop that 2 doses of potion. But instead, you can just 1 dose and keep all the doses, and waste no potion doses. A lot of prayer potions and a lot of super restores. What is it? 30 million GP and prayer potions and 27 million super restores. So that's almost 60 mil just in prayer restoring potions. 10 mil in super combats. 6 mil it looks like in divine range potions. Nice. And then my stamina potion stack might be the one that I get commented on the most. I think it's much higher than other people's because I prioritized farming and herb lore and herb runs extremely early on into my account. And I remember just running back and forth between Arty and Calorie Patch, just doing herb runs at 28 farming, just super early on, just committing to it very, very hard. That's why I finished 99 herb lore on my account before 4 or 5 other skills I had to do. It wasn't the last skill like it was for most UIMs because I wanted to hard focus it. It was really enjoyable and really satisfying for me. Yeah, that's one I get commented on a lot and complimented on, it always feels nice, And then some loose herbs that we have, 236 Torsals, that's pretty cool. 281 Aventos, not bad. 278 Yurts is okay, and then a couple random Quorums and Catentines. And then Amylice, I've had a dedicated spot for Amylice for a very long time because I know that I love agility, and I did agility pretty early on-ish in the account. So there's always been a spot for this, which is not I don't mind. It's not a big deal. I'm always going to have tons of Amylice, especially if I do post 99 Agi, which I know I will. And then the Arrow Shaft slot is I just had too many U-Logs, I feel to waste them. I didn't want to out them. I think and Arrow Shafts are by far the hardest part of the fletching process to mass gather to get a lot of, So it's nice to have that stored for XP in the future. And then everything below that, all these 8 slots are just my current Volcano grind items. They don't really matter too much, that'll be more of a future thing. This isn't much of a groundling process, right? That's for future stuff, but I think that's mostly everything for everything on me besides you can make fun of my quests and stuff, only 209 quest points, ha ha ha, achievement diaries. I don't have the. I want to get the. Oh, I can show the favors. Yeah. I'm just thinking if there's any favors that I really want to get. I don't think there's any favors that I really care about. I have Shazing at 5%, which is nice. Even though I don't PVM, I actually do think I might go for Dragon Warhammer eventually. Especially because I have all these steel bars, right, to make cannonballs with. And that I also really want to do Grotesque Guardians. So it's all like this chain of activities, right? Yeah, what's up, dude? It's this chain of activities of like, now I have steel bars from Zalkino. I can turn most of those steel bars into cannonballs, and then I can have that as a reason to do Grotesque Guardians. Because I actually love Grotesque Guardians. I think it's a great boss. Mechanically, it's extremely fun. The issue is there's like nothing that I need from it on my UIM. Like all the unique items from it like aren't very good. The only like possibly useful one would be like the core for Guardian boots, but I'm never gonna do Bandos and get Bandos boots to make it. So there's no real reason to do Grotesque Guardians for me, unfortunately, besides like Pet and the Cannonball dust stuff. That's enough of a reason for me. So I probably will do that at some point, which is exciting. Then in terms of achievement diaries, I do want to get the Arty Elite eventually, which sadly will mean I will do Monkey Madness 1 post-max at some point, because I would like to get the bonus Marks of Grace. It's like 25% more Marks of Grace. It's a huge bonus. Same with the Karen Elite, although I'm very far off on this. It just quests and stuff hold me back. Obviously I'm maxed, I have all the skills. I just hate quests, if you didn't know. If I didn't say it enough in this video. Yeah, that's the main one. I do want to say now, people bully me on this a lot. People bully the Drayman staff a lot. But I want you to know that's the least of your worries. And I promise you that I will never get Lumbridge Elite Diary. I want to make this promise now, on video, in recording. I promise you, I will never get Quest Cape on this account. I'm like very sure of that. But I do respect and appreciate those who give their input and want to, try to convince me. But it's just about like doing content that I enjoy, and as long as I'm doing content that I enjoy, I'm happy. So I think that's all for everything on Person. I'll be back with some clips of me looking through like my collection log and showing off my POH and anything else that I remember or might have forgotten. So thanks for watching. See you guys in the next clip. Well, hello there and welcome to my home. Let's step in here really quick. Okay, I wanted to cover first the physicality of my home and just kind of show off the layout and everything like that, and then we'll move on into more like specific details like costume room and collection log and stuff. But first things first, I think this is like the Christmas event layout, and you can put stuff like there's decorations on the spirit tree. I love this stuff. I actually think this is like the coolest thing in the world. Did I just destroy it by doing that? I really hope not. But I think I can like grab stuff again. So yeah, yeah. So I think I can. Well, I think I just messed it up. One sec. Technical difficulties. Whoops. Okay, don't worry, I got it. I had to remember how this stuff worked. So there was this item during one of the holiday events, which was Goblin Decorations. Basically, you can use it on various stuff like the spirit tree, and I think this looks so cool. Like even year round, I think this is like so much cooler than the normal spirit tree. The same with the ornate pole. See how there's like this like icicles and like wreath around it. I just think that is like, I don't know, for whatever reason, I think that is like so cute and so cool and so aesthetic, and I'm in love with that. I also have 2 magical pumpkins, which are also from some holiday events, which I can take some candy from. Super cute. And then tip jar. I don't know if I have any GP in here actually. I know or no, there's not that. There's the coin. There's something you can like put GP in. I think it's the coin. There's like a coin pouch in your house. Here's all my pets running around. I gotta get to that too. I forgot about that. My cape rack is currently empty. Here's the service one. I should go get another max cape now that I have enough GP and mount a max cape on here. I think that's the next plan. I have a boss layer display built, but with nothing in it, unfortunately. Very sad. One day I'll get a jar. My fancy jewelry box, which is, the ornate jewelry box, which is like a pretty interesting item for a UIM to achieve. because you have to get 10 dragon stones at one time for I think for the Ring of Wealths. It's like really awkward and really annoying. The glories are a little easier because you can at least store them. So I used to have a bunch of rooms built like in like a row, like way down here. Because what you would do is you would just build a new room of this type every time you had a glory, and you would kind of like use mounted glories to store glories. I remember I actually learned that tip from Sond, who's a very famous, talented UIM gamer. But yeah, so I would store glories in my house by mounting them for a long time until I had enough for this jewelry box. But then getting the other, you can't store Ring of Wealth, right? So your options are to get noted dragon stones, which the only like good way to do that is through Volcano, but at the time I didn't have Song of the Elves done. So getting noted dragon stones, or like a lot of people will just like every time they like get a dragon stone from like a Slayer task, they'll just like store it in the, like from like rare drop table, they'll just like store it in their looting bag. Getting 10 dragon stones is actually like really annoying to create this. And then you also have to go in Deep Wildy, right? To go to that one thing to charge them, the Fountain of Ruin to charge them. So it's a pretty difficult task for UIM to get this door box. So it's kind of renowned as having that kind of difficulty to it. But I actually got my 10 noted dragon stones through doing Motherlode Mine, and I redeemed all of my nuggets, or most of my nuggets, for gem sacks. And it actually took me, I think it was from like whatever mining level, like I paid for all of the upstairs upgrade and the outfit, and then every other single nugget from then, from like 75 mining until like 99 or 98, to get 10 dragon stones. It took like the entirety of all of mining to get enough dragon stones from gem bags to be able to have 10 to do the jeweler box. It was crazy. It was such a long grind for jeweler box, but I wanted to do mining anyway at MLM, so it wasn't a huge deal. Here's my pets. You can see my Kraken running around. I have giant mole, or baby mole, baby mole, Thermi pet, Kraken, herbivore. So 3 PVM pets. I actually forget that I have baby mole, which is funny. 3 PVM pets, 1 skilling boss pet, and then just a Hellcat for questing and stuff. Cute little place over here. Have the gilded shelves or whatever. I think you can get like a. Can you get the chef's hat off of here? Oh yeah, that's what we need for this. Okay. So here's the kitchen. I would actually use this for T boosts for construction a lot. So it's a pretty useful room, even for for UIM it's useful. Teleports. My teleport situation is super jank. I really need to get a Nexus, but I have already teleport here. Barrows teleport now here, which is awesome. I would love to do Barrows at some point. That is a piece of content that I would love to do post max. My Varrock teleport, which is to the GE, this is the most used teleport for sure. And this is probably the second most used. Because I go to RE for agility, and then the GE for herb lore, potions, decanting, and like just banking if I need to. That's the most used for sure for decanting potions. And then I have a Camelot teleport and Falador. And then these are also super used ones. The Trend teleport is used all the time for Slayer. Super important. Puts you right in the spot of the catacombs. And then Water Birth and Lunar for Spellbook and anything on that island. And then Water Birth I can use for like Snape Grass. That was actually really good for getting Snape Grass. Before you could plant Snape Grass seeds, you would go through here, and there's like Snape Grass all on the floor on that island, and you would collect them along the ridge of the coast. So that's all that. Have my Ornate Pool, of course, which I looked at a little bit. Have this altar, which I've used a little bit. I use this mostly just for things like when I have like baby dragon bones from like an Implane or something, I'll just come here and use them on that. Got my beautiful organ, as the very talented musician that I am, with sound off, of course. Some scattered chairs that I will just build to waste like excess planks that I have sometimes. Here's another example of the decorated fireplace, or a decorated piece of content. So I can remove decorations here, and it just puts stuff on top. I love that. I don't know. I love the Christmas aesthetic. I don't know why. Year round, it's really enjoyable. Really brings me joy. Raises the dopamine. And then I have this toy room. I don't know if I've ever done anything in here or done. This is like I just built it to have it. I don't remember if I've done anything with it. And then the servant's money bag. I actually don't know if there's any money in here, and I'm really curious. So I want to go check really quick. And then we can go. I actually have 1,000,000 GP in there. Okay, cool. I actually didn't know that. I actually should have checked that during my smithing grind. That's really funny. Okay. So then we have upstairs. Let's check upstairs first. I don't remember. I have no idea what I have up here. Oh, it's nothing. Got it. Perfect. You can see the roofs on the top, which is cool. The roofs have snow on them, which is really cool to see. And then downstairs, I spent a lot of time downstairs here because it's where I did dungeon doors before construction contracts were a thing. But I do come to this room a decent amount, because I'll come here to grab my tools, my things like saw and hammer if I'm doing construction, chisel if I need to. I'll come here for like a spade a lot, or like molds. I do actually come to this room a decent amount for like this kind of stuff. And this is the same bench that I used to make my very first my very first birdhouse, mechanical things. I forget what it's called in them, like the clockworks or whatever. I use that for that, which is really cool. And then this to repair my barrows stuff, and etc., random stuff. But I think that's it for like the physicality of my home, the layout and the structure and everything like that. I hope to one day fill this, and I hope to put a max keep on this very soon. I think that's it for that. Okay, so moving on to the more detailed stuff, mostly basically just the costume room. The costume room is an absolutely, utterly, monstrously crucial part of any Ultimate Iron Man account. Anyone who's ever played one understands this. We'll just go through it in a row. Fancy dress box first. I don't have much in here, mainly just the frog costume. As you may know, I absolutely love frogs. Frogs are my favorite animal. I like having the frog mask on hand at all times. That's the main. I love that fashion scape. You gotta have it. Everything else, maybe I'll work to fill this out one day, but I actually don't care about it that much, unfortunately. I wish I actually had more of a completionist mental with this, but I don't think I care too much about it, unfortunately. Maybe one day though. We'll see. And then what is this? Clues? Oh yeah, clues are some interesting stuff. So frog slippers. I remember. I actually have like almost all the slippers. That's funny for beginner clues. These are beginner clues. And I remember, I've dropped so many beginner clues, but I remember being like, okay, I'm only gonna do beginner clues until I get frog slippers. And then I think like the very next beginner clue, I got frog slippers, and I was like, okay, guess I'm done beginner clues. Just one of my frog slippers. Done from there. Let's go on to easies. Amulet of magic trim, nothing. It's whatever. Some heraldic stuff. The black pick is really cool and actually notable. This is like a stored pickaxe you can like bring to do blood rune crafting, so that's cool to see, cool to have. Anything else? This is cool. It's something useful. I had a black wizard hat G very early on in my account before you could store stuff in here. That's crazy. I actually had no idea you could store blessings. How am I a max UIM and I didn't know that? Guess I gotta start storing those. That's crazy. I would have some in here if I knew that. That's crazy. Huh. Okay, I gotta do that from now on. Okay. But I had a black G hat that I loved that I had to drop around like fishing trawler time, which is funny. I have a piece there. Bobcat shirts, purple. Black cane. Nothing too fancy for easies, I think. A gold piece of leather armor, that's something. Some gold trim stuff. Bando's vestment piece. The wig. Ooh, that's something cool, right? The wig. And then mediums. Nothing too crazy. Some adamant trimmed, adamant heraldic. Amulet of strength is cool. Climb boots are like cool. Nothing crazy, but cool. The crazy stuff is coming up. I have most of the headbands. I only need the gold and the white headband, which is really funny. Holy sandals I would like to get one day. They're not super important, but it'd be cool to have. I would like to have the sandals. Leprechaun hat is actually one of my favorite pieces of Fashionscape. It's like pretty underrated in my opinion. I also like the pissed banner. I think the banners are a cool piece of Fashionscape. Cat mask is wonderful to have. The wolf mask. Ranger boots. This is something that I always talk about when it comes to things that I have on my account that are really impressive that people don't see. So I actually got my first pair of Ranger boots at, I want to say, 13 medium clue KC. And then I ended up getting a second pair at around 22 medium clue KC. And then on top of that, I ended up getting a third pair at around 72 clue KC. So I got 3 ranger boots easily within like 75 or 100 clues. That was one of the most insane RNG aspects of my account early game. It's crazy. That is something that for whatever reason I'm so lucky on. Although the most important item that I want from clues right now, and the main driving force for me to even do clues at the moment, is spiked manacles or the dragon boot ornament kit, so that I can have a stored 4 strength boot slot. That's like all I want right now in clues. It's the only thing I want. We have almost the entire town crier outfit, which is fun. I didn't even know that. And then some boaters, of course. Orange boater is my favorite, probably out of those 3 for sure. Okay, then moving on to hard clues. No super or crazy stuff. I also didn't know. I need to start storing pieces of Plastihide. I should have stored my ancient top in here instead of dropping it, but I ended up dropping it for extra. I'm not used to the UIMs being able to store like parts of outfits now, right? Like I'm not even used to that. So I've been like dropping stuff still. I need to be better with that with clues. I have a blue dragonhide top gold. That's kind of neat. Yeah, this is like, oof, I want this so bad. One day. And then boots can be stored, shields. Something that is really sad to me, you'll see in the collection log. I think it's in the collection log, I'm pretty sure. I did get 1 piece of gilded on this account, and I actually did get the gilded plate body decently early on in my account, but I had to just drop it like that. And that's the only super like omega rare or whatever it's called in this game that I've ever gotten from a clue. And I got it on this account, which is really cool to see, but I just had to drop it early game. It wasn't worth keeping around, unfortunately. I kept it as long as I could, but I only have, I think I have like, I should also check like clue KC. I don't know if you can check the clue KC in this, not in here, I don't think. Elites, I think I have like 1 elite clue done, like literally 1 elite clue maybe. Hards I have like, I want to say like 75-ish, maybe 100. Mediums I have like maybe 100-ish, 125. Easies and beginners I'm not even sure. I can actually check on the side really quick. Give you guys better numbers. I don't think I have any masters done. So for clues, I have 19 beginners done, 114 easies, 126 mediums, 74 hards, and 1 elite. I was like really close on my numbers actually. I was very, very close on my understanding of that, so happy with that. So that's moving on from that. Head to the armor case. And the armor case is probably one of my most accessed pieces in this room, because we'll get to that in a second. But angler outfit, super fucking nice, super important. Need it for minnows. Love doing minnows. One of my favorite pieces of content. Absolutely love it. Builder's outfit, whatever, from a quest, I think. And then scrolling down. Is there anything I want in here that I can talk about? Don't think so. Nothing too much that I care about. The farmer's outfit maybe one day, but it's not that important. The fedora is funny. Mourner outfit, Obsidian Armor. I actually used Obsidian Armor a lot early game, and I remember buying Chaos Runes and selling them, and getting enough GP to be able to buy that. I used Obsidian Armor a lot early game for Slayer and stuff. I actually haven't used it in so long that I almost forgot that I have it. It's cool to know. Prospector outfit I love. I would love to go for Golden Prospector. Motherload Mine is one of my favorite my second favorite activity in the game, probably, if not first. It's like up there with Artie. Agility, but I love mining, love Motherload Mine. Would love to get this. Rogue Armor, I hated getting this. I hate the minigame, but it is so required. It's so good for thieving. It's really important during all my thieving. And then this is why. So Proselyte is the main reason why I'm always in here, because I use it for Slayer. I use the top. Before you could store individual pieces, I would pull out Proselyte, alch the helm, and then just use the top and the bottom for Slayer, and use my Slayer helm over the helmet, of course, right? Because the helmet's whatever. But having this prayer bonus, through all my Slayer, I would always just wear Proselyte, and plus like the best strength stuff I could, and just like AFK pray melee through all of my Slayer, and I loved it. I actually super love UIM Slayer because of that. And I actually hated Slayer on my main because I hate Barrage meta. I hate Barrage meta for Slayer, but I love just AFK praying mailing, so it's just my personal taste and personal preferences. And then this is a funny thing to point out. I've done so much pest control. So much pest control. I did pest control for 99 prayer, for all of my prayer. So I have done easily like 500 to 600 hours of pest control, and I never bought Void. I used all of it on prayer XP. Maybe one day I'll go back to get Void. I really, really doubt it, unless I want to do like Chambers of Xerix and need Void for that, which is a possibility. So we'll see on that. But that's in the armor case. Moving on to the magic wardrobe. Amy saw something I want to get. That's pretty cool. Carpenter's outfit's in here. Bruma Torch I should store. Anything else? Dark Flippers would be funny to store. Graceful. I want to get all the Graceful sets eventually. That's something I'll definitely work towards. I don't even know what this item is, dude. Man, I'm behind on game updates. I have full Mystic in here. I'm trying to get the Mystic Dark. I love that. That'd be awesome to have. Just it looks so cool, right? It looks so much cooler than normal Mystic. I think that's mostly. Oh yeah, Pyromancer. That's a useful thing. Pyromancer outfit for Wintertide. Always got to have that. And then like a piece of Split Bark. I definitely don't. And the Warm Gloves I need to get. I like have had the Warm Gloves and the Bruma Torch in the past. I just didn't know they were storable. I definitely have to like fill out my costume room a lot more. There's a lot more stuff that is storable than I realized as well. I have no idea what my cape rack looks like. This will be kind of funny because I definitely don't have like all of the capes. Like I like don't have attack. Don't have like why didn't I buy these? Like I just don't have all the capes, which is funny. I'd love to get Champion's cape one day. That'd be sick. I've wanted that for a long time, like even on my main and stuff. But I have agility cape. I think I bought capes that had like useful perks, so I wanted to save money on the way to max because my GP was splitting thin, running thin. But I have agility cape for the perk, construction cape for the perk, craft cape good perk, farm cape with a good teleport to the farming guild, fire cape I got pretty early on in the account. I think I got it second try, first try. I think it was first try. I think I got fire cape first try. I was pretty hyped about that. I don't enjoy much PVM, but I love fight caves. That was something I actually like did a little bit of like amateur speedrunning on my main. Just really enjoyed it without T-bow, so it was very amateur, but it was very fun. Some more capes with some useful perks. Legends cape. I hated getting this. Fuck questing. Fuck this quest. I fuck everything about it. Prayer cape is my favorite animation in game, which is pretty like, pretty cold take, pretty common opinion, but I do love it. Mining cape I have a lot of attachment to because I've gotten 99 mining on like 3 accounts, I think, 3 or 4, and it was also my untrimmed cape on my main, so holds a special place in my heart. Rhythm cape, Slayer cape has a good perk, thieving cape. I think that's it. Just skill capes, fire cape, legends cape, some random stuff. Then move on to the toy box. This is just like all the holiday stuff. Not much super important stuff here. Bunny ears, scythe, just like some of the holiday stuff over the years. I can put on some of my favorites, I guess. Bunny ears are funny. Easter basket is one of my favorites because it makes you skip when you walk, which I absolutely love. One of my favorite things during competitions was doing arty agility with this. Like, how could you get sick of agility when you run like this for like thousands of hours? Like, never sick of it at that point. Like, it's just too fun. It's too good. Shoots dopamine straight into my brain. The Easter basket. Okay, moving on. Anything else cool that I care about? Ring of Egg turns into an egg. Kind of neat, whatever. Party hat stuff, mask. I remember this event very well. The 2014 Christmas event, I remember so well because it was very. I did it on my main. It was very weird. It was very funny. I really liked it. It was very cool. I remember that stuck out to me. That stuck out to me very, very well. Gnome Child hat. Second Presence is funny. The accursed Easter egg helmet. I wish I had the rainbow scarf. I have it on my main. I would love to give it on this account at some point, if that's possible. I don't know if they still do that every year. I would love to get that on my main. Or on my UIM. I'd love to get that. This Snow Imp costume, I actually love this stupid. Oh my god, I love the hat for this costume. It looks so dumb. I love it. And then clown shoes are nice. Good fashion state. The cursed eggshell outfit that everyone, memed on. Eek the Spider is underrated, cute little friend. Goblin Decorations is actually probably maybe my favorite fashionscape thing of all time, even though it's not really fashionscape, but just like being able to turn the stuff in your house. I don't know. I actually just love it. It's actually probably my favorite item in the toy box. Yeah, for sure. Okay, but that's the costume room. The costume room. And I think from there I just need to move on to the collection log. So I'm gonna cut this clip and be right back for a full clip of that. See you guys in a sec. Whew, a lot of talking. Had to sip some water. Okay. Here's my collection log. 264 out of 1,361 in total. You know, not bad. For the Abyssal Sire tab, I've done 0 Sire. These 2 drops are just from Abyssal Demons, like on Slayer Task. So I've had 1 Abyssal Head, which I think I stuffed and put in my house. I don't remember. I didn't see it on this trip though, so maybe not. I'm not sure. 14 whips. It's really cool to be able to see your whip count. That's actually pretty neat. Alchemical Hydra, I haven't done any kills on my UIM, but I got these from, I think, Wyverns is why that's appearing there. I got those from, like, Wyverns, yeah. And then Barrows, you can see the items that I got. My Arms Top, which I still have. And then Guthan's Plate Body was the other one. I actually forgot. Guthan's Plate Body was the other piece that I got. And then Bullrex. Bryophyta, I had 38 Barrows KC as well. Bryophyta, 1 KC. I just got a key somehow, somewhere. 0 Callisto. I love Callisto Pet though. Very, very cool. Some Cerberus KC. Very, very few. 15. I actually really enjoyed my 15 Cerberus KC, and I'll definitely go back there at some point. I don't know. I've just been so lazy about it. I definitely will do some Cerb. I like Cerb. Chaos Elemental. Maybe one day I'll do this for the D pick, but I would love to have the D pick, but I would dread to do Chaos Elemental. Chaos Fanatic. 0. Most Wilderness bosses. Any like difficult PvM boss I'm not a huge fan of. God Wars I really don't like, so no Zilly KC. Corp, I would love to do Corp one day. Corp is actually a boss that I would love to do, but that would require Dragon Warhammer, at least Dragon Warhammer, and I have Dragon Warhammer and Arclight. I don't know if I could do it without BGS. I don't have Dragon Warhammer, but I would love to go for it. And if I could do Corp with Dragon Warhammer and Arclight, then I would love that. I would love to do that. I think it might be possible, but I'm not sure. Crazy Archaeologist, nope. DKs, I actually got 2 B rings, 1 warrior, and then 1 DX. No seers or archers, which is fine. I probably wouldn't have kept either of those. The main ring I would just keep is B ring. So I'm glad I got it. Fight Caves, only 1. No Gauntlet, no Bandos, Giant Mole. I had, for whatever reason, it caps these 2 at 250, but it's obviously way more. I did 2,816 KCs for Giant Mole to finish out my Herblore. That was like the end of my Herblore to finish out 99. I got all the nests I needed. So I had so many Toad Flags. So many Toad Flags. Grotesque Guardians. I would love to do one day. It's a soon TM sort of thing. Giant Mole I have completed, which is easy because it's the pet. Hespora I have completed. I've actually had 4 buckets. I was actually top page Hespora KC for a very, very long time. I think I peaked at like rank 14 or rank 17 on the high scores for UIM Hespora, but I just had to stop doing it because I came to a point where I always needed to have a Hespora alive so I could suicide to it. It's like my main suicide spot and most UIM's main suicide spot, while also like not having to worry about keeping the seeds on me, the Hespora seeds. No Inferno. No, 1 Calphite Queen for the diary or something, I think. Yeah, I did it for the hard diary to be able to decant potions and such. It's really important. No KBD. Actually, we have more Kraken KC than I thought. 400 Kraken KC. And, oh, yes, I got my Trident from Baby. I'm remembering stuff. It's been so long. 2.5 years I've played this account. I actually got my Trident from Baby Krakens, which is funny because I didn't do that on my main. I didn't do that, or I didn't think I would do that. But I did get Pet and Kraken Tentacle within 2 tasks or so. Kriera, Armadillo, don't want to do that. If I do any God Wars dungeon boss, it would actually be Zami, which is surprising. But I would love to have Steam Battle Staff, as silly as that might sound. I really, really want a Steam Staff. I feel like that's like the perfect rune combination with Dust Runes to be able to have like most, if not all, of like the elemental runes. So if I do this one day, I would ditch my Tome of Fire for a Steam Staff, and I would like love to do that. That'd be awesome. And then yeah, ZGS is my favorite God Sword as well. So yeah, Zama would be cool maybe one day. That's the only possible God Wars dungeon boss that I would do. Nightmare, definitely not. Obor, some decent amount of KC at. I actually farmed Hill Giant early on in my account for prayer. For like up until like 45 prayer, I would farm at Hill Giants in the catacombs and get keys and like ancient shards and all that stuff. 1 KC at Sarachnis. I remember I did 1 KC of this boss because I had like 300 Snapdragons and I was like, I really don't want to collect all of these, like 500 Snapdragons. I was like, I didn't want to collect all of these off the ground, so I'm gonna go do a couple Sarachnis to see if I get a sack. And I literally just got a sack 1 KC and it was like, okay, I'm done. That's enough to motivate me. And then Scotizo, no Scorpio, Scotizo. This is a cool boss. I will definitely get pet at it if I one day. You know, I'm definitely gonna go for Scotizo pet. Love that pet. Love the boss. Super easy, super fun. It only caps at 1 totem drop, I guess. 2 Dark Claws is cool. Almost 300 Ancient Shards. That's really cool. And then 38 KC. Hopefully one day I'll get the pet. I think pet's like 1 out of 55, 1 out of 65, something like that. I haven't done any Tempo Ross yet. I got Dragon Harpoon early on in my account from Wyverns, and then I got 99 fishing with it, and then I dropped it. I was like, okay, I'm going to use the Harpoon. It's really useful and really good during the fishing grind. I'm going to use it to get 99 fishing, and then I can just drop it, and that's all you need it for. Tempo Ross one day, but none so far. And then Thermi, I remember I actually got, so I've had so many of these smoke battle stuff. God, that was a meme. I actually really wish I would have held on to one, but unfortunately I dropped them all over because I didn't think it was worth the slot. But I kind of wish I had one. A lot of occults, not all from Thermi. Those are from normal smoke devils. A lot of those are from, but probably 1 or 2 from Thermi maybe. Thermi pet. I remember I got Thermi pet during UIM bingo. And my girlfriend was hanging out, just kind of like watching me play bingo and like watching me play RuneScape, and I got Thermi pet like right in front of her, and that was like really exciting, really cool moment. No Venenatus, no Vedion, although I secretly Vedion Jr. is one of my favorite pets. I love calling him Petion. Vorkath, no Vorkath. 636 Wintertot. I'd done a couple post 99, like maybe like 25 or so post 99, maybe more than that, maybe like 25 to 50 post 99. This DX is not from Wintertot, that's from DK's. But I've gotten many set pieces. 1 tome, only 1 tome, but that's plenty, so I'm lucky to have it. Never pet. I've done like, man, I want to say like 2,000 Wintertots across multiple accounts, and I've never gotten the pet. Maybe one day I'll get it. I don't know if that's even dry. One day. Zolcano. This is a funny one. So, for those who don't know, Crystal Tool Seed is a 1 out of 200 drop, and Zolcano Shard is like 1 out of 750 to 1,500. It's a range. So, and I got this at like 68 KC or some dumb shit, and I still haven't had a Crystal Seed. So I'm like, probably gonna go dry for this, unfortunately. Or I'm very dry on it. I'm like, almost 3 times dry. We'll see how dry I go, but getting this, I literally just had to. This is used for an ornament kit for the Dragon Pick, but obviously I don't have the Dragon Pick, and I never will probably get it. So I ended up just alcheming this. And Zulrah, I'll probably never do Zulrah, but I mean, it's possible I do Zulrah. It's possible. I always wanted to do Zulrah for a long time. Like that was a big goal, but then it's like you can't really do Zulrah on a UIM without Ring of Suffering, and that requires Monkey Madness 2 and also getting a Zenite. And I just, yikes, Raids, I'll definitely want to do Cox at some point. I fucking love Chambers of Xerath. I'm not really super interested in Theater of Blood. Maybe one day for like a Vernic, but I really doubt it. I really doubt Theater of Blood. But Chambers of Xerath is a total possibility. I love Chambers of Xerath. It seems really cool. I would love to do it on the UIM to get some rewards. I've already been through all the clue stuff, but I can go to. Oh, I can show you this is what I can show you. I can show you the gilded plate body. You can't see that in the. I don't have that stored, right? But you can see that in the thing. I also have 15 pickaxes. We can go through this really quickly. You've seen Like there's some stuff that like this and this and this. There's some stuff that like you haven't seen because you couldn't store it in the past. So there's like elegant pieces because you had to store the whole outfit, right? So more bando stuff. The infamous 3 ranger boots, climbing boots, some more multiples of stuff, banner, hard clue stuff, a few more like trim stuff. There's a lot more. Yeah, there's actually a lot more that isn't stored. Like I've gotten so many blessed DI pieces that I haven't stored, which is really sad. I really wish I could have been able to store these. It's really unfortunate, but that's okay. An Adventurous or Explorer's backpack. I actually love this. This is like one of my favorite fashionscapes in the game. I wish I could have stored this at the time, but I couldn't have, unfortunately. I didn't have a high enough construction level, I'm pretty sure. I almost held it out until then, but I just needed the space. And then no elites or masters, really. And then rare there. This. Yeah. Shared treasure trails can see all my pages. So I have my complete Armadyl book, and my complete Ancient book, which are literally the 2 most important books. So I got super lucky on that. I have the Range book and the Mage book, and then everything else is whatever. Super, super lucky there. I've gotten these blessings, but I didn't store them. I really wish I would have. I don't know if maybe you couldn't at the time. I'm not really sure. 1 Master Scroll book, Firelighters, Portals, Teleports, whatever. 327 purple sweets, which is kind of funny. Moving on to mini games. No Barb Assault. Fuck that. I do like Brimhaven Agility. I'll probably do that at some point. Castle Wars, not a fan. Fishing Trawlers complete, of course, pretty required. No Gnome Restaurant, no Sepulcher. Maybe Sepulcher one day? Question mark. Probably one day. Last Man Standing. I actually did a bit of Last Man Standing for one of those tickets. It's like a voucher that you would use on an untradeable item, so that if you died with it in Deep Wildy, you would keep it. And I got one of those, and I put it on my rune pouch, and it let me like keep it in case I ever wanted to like do wilderness content. I would keep my rune pouch, right? And I couldn't, yeah. But what ended up happening was RuneScape, Jagex made an update that was like, hey, whenever UIMs die from now on, they'll actually drop even untradables. So what happened was I could just do that without needing the little voucher, and if I had the voucher on it, when I was trying to like suicide my bag and suicide to reset and wipe my inventory, rune pouch would stay in my inventory, which is not what I wanted because it would fuck up like things that I needed nothing on me for. If I needed to like go to the wilderness or something like that, then I'd be risking it, right, for no reason. So I had to actually just wipe the voucher clean and get rid of it. So Last Man Standing was a paid and not a fan. Mage Train Arena, I've never done, thankfully. Maybe one day I'll do it for Master Wand. It's totally possible. Or like Bones to Peaches is cool. Or Mage's Book. I don't know. Maybe one. Or I should probably do it one day, but I don't know. We'll see. Mahogany Homes, I've done a ton of. I did that for like all of my construction. I'm still missing the blueprints and the saw, but I put those points into supply crates for steel bars and planks for doing more construction. Pest control, like I said earlier, I actually have none of the void. It's really funny, even though I've done so much of it. Rogue's Den, I actually think I like suicided or something. I did something where I like dropped this and it lost it. It despawned before I could pick it back up. Shades of Morton is important because I needed to get the Amulet of the Damned for the Arclight storage unit. I'm gonna try to remember to go run around Gielinor and kind of show off important stash units that I have built on the account. That'll be something cool too to show off. Soul Wars I've never done. I actually didn't know there was a cute, funny little pet for it. That's funny. Temple Trekking I've never done. Tithe Farm I did super early on in my account to get the seed box. I bought the herb sack with Slayer points, but the seed box I got super early on, and I'm super happy I did that. Really, really happy with that. Volcanic Mining I never did, and then Trouble Brewing I never did. Other. More fishing trawler stuff. Pets, just show all the pets that I've already shown. Any pets that I really want? I have Jad Pet on my main, I have a lot of pets on my main. I would love to get Jad Pet on the UIM at some point. That'd be really cool. Maybe Grotesque Guardian Pet if I'm lucky, but I won't camp for it. Scotizo Pet. All the Stilling pets I would love to get. Big Skiller, obviously. Volcano Pet. Yeah, I think that's it. Maybe Temper Pet. I don't know. And like Phoenix Pet. I don't know if I like Temper Ross yet or not. I have to do it still. I don't even know what this is. Champions Challenge. I got one the Giants Cape of course, Giants Scroll. Sorry, of course, during my my early prayer grinds, and I did that. And I would love to get the Champions Cape. I've wanted Champions Cape on an account for a long time. No Chaos Druid robes. No Chompy Bird hunting. Creature creation. This is from like getting noted red spider eggs for Herblore. Cyclops, that's the Defender grind, very important grind for any account. Fossil notes, nothing. Experiments, nothing. That's yeah. No monkey backpacks, muzzleload mine. I should actually buy these just for the collection log. I'll definitely do that one day. 100% chance that I do this one day. Notes, nothing. Random events, just frog tokens. Huge frog token fan, so always gotta get those. I've run Revenants. Agility, plenty of marks, and these definitely aren't all the marks I've gotten. I guess I got most of my marks before they were tracked or something. I'm not sure what this number would indicate or why it's that many. I think I just did agility really early on in my account before the collection log update happened, I would guess. That's my guess, but maybe I'm wrong. No, I think collection log update actually happened. I think it happened right before I made my account, right before I started playing on my account, maybe early on. So that's why the Gilded Armor is there. I'm not sure why this is there. Maybe it's because they added Marks of Grace later. I'm actually not sure. We'll see. No Obsidian Armor, no Shooting Stars, no Skilling Pets, which is really sad to see. On my main, I actually had, all before Max on my main, I had Heron, Rock Golem, Beaver, Squirrel, Tangleroot, and Rift Guardian. I'm still just missing Rocky and Baby Chin on my main. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Not cutting that out. Way too lazy. Cockatrice's Head, the Abyssal Head, the Imbued Heart, which we've seen. 3 Dust Staffs is cool. 14 Whips, 30 Granite Mauls, 7 Leaf-Bladed Swords, 3 Leaf-Bladed Battle Axes. And this actually relates back to what I was talking about earlier, but I think I got off track and forgot about it, which is really funny. Earlier I was talking about not having Monkey Madness 1 done. And basically what that meant was I used a Dragon Longsword for Slayer until 70 Slayer when I unlocked Cuirass. I think it's 70, right? 72, something like that. I think it's 70 or 72. Yeah, 70. Up until I unlocked Cuirass, and then I got a Leaf-Bladed Battle Axe, and I used a Leaf-Bladed Battle Axe from 70 Slayer until 85 and still got the Whip. So the importance of no Monkey Madness and the Whip and the B-Axe is that I used a Leaf Battle Axe for most of my Slayer, and the Dragon Longsword for a lot of my Slayer up until then, which is really funny. A lot of boots from, Slayer monsters, Granite Legs from Wyverns, D-Boots, Trident, Tentacle, all the stuff that I've ran through already. I wish I would have. I need to go back for the Mystics, these Mystic outfits, right? Because you weren't able to store single pieces before, but now I can, so I need to go back and get these. But I've had a lot of these Dark Mystic pieces, which is really cool. Definitely my favorite Mystic set. I think most people's favorite Mystic set. Okay, moving on from Slayer to Tsars. I didn't kill any of them for these. I just bought these from the shops. And then the final tab of the collection log, miscellaneous. Let's see if there's anything important. It's cool to see these, I guess, the long bones and the curved bones. I've had a lot of those. I think I did end up getting 1 or 2 curved bones from Giant Mole, which is really funny. I was kind of scared that was going to ruin my pet RNG. Irby Pet's cool. A lot of totems. You see a lot more totem bases than the other pieces because that means that I didn't pick this up and didn't start building a totem. So I actually could have had many more totems, but I couldn't always spare the inventory space. 21 shield left halves is kind of insane. Same with the spears. And the reason, some of the reason for this, it's still way too many. Some of the reason for this is because I used Ring of Wealth for I think all of my Slayer, or most of it. I used Ring of Wealth for most of my Slayer, maybe to 99, I'm not sure. I think I might have used Ring of Wealth up until 99 Slayer, and then I got the B ring during the Dragon Axe grind. for construction. So yeah, I think I used Ring of Wealth for all of my Slayer, which increases your rare drop table chance. So basically, I hit the rare drop table a lot more, which got me these 2 items a ton during Slayer. I still need to do this thing for the Rock Diary. 1 Mossy Key, a couple Giant Keys. Obor was really fun. I actually almost wiped to Obor very early on when you could still like die in instances and wipe in instances. I lived like 6 HP like 2 times, I think, over 16 kills. A lot of Hespori Seeds. I've done a lot of farming. I really like farming. One of my favorite skills. I continue to farm post 99 and do urban stuff all the time. But that's it for the collection log, which is crazy. I think from this point on, I will just be kind of catching up on stuff that I missed. And any clips past this point, yeah, will be stuff that I missed. And hopefully I'll show you around Gilnor and show my stash units. So see you guys next clip if there is one. Much love. Okay, now we get to take a trip around Gilnor and look through all my stash units. But first thing first, it's funny that I actually forgot about this because this is something that someone mentioned to me on my stream in my chat to show. They were like, they said like they motivated me to make this video. I was planning on making this video anyway, but they really motivated me to pump it out faster. The prologue and show my foundation and stuff for the account. But an example they gave was like I have no idea what's in your seed box. Like that's something that like he said, and I was like, oh yeah, that's like a really good idea. I should definitely show that. And then I just never did when I was showing the like stuff on me in person, the stuff on my person. So this is my seed box. Have a lot of seeds in here. 686 Snape grass. All of these are just from Slayer. Like all of these seeds are from Slayer, and then I think some of the Harlanders are left over from my Master Farmer's grind, which I did a 3 million XP grind post 99 to finish up Herblore, to help finish up Herblore along with Giant Mole. But anyways, back to the seeds. 686 Snapdragons, 3,303 Limports. It's crazy how little this is worth. That's really funny. I've literally had this stack of Limports since like beginning of Slayer. This has been a ever-growing stack for a very long time. 712 Harlanders, 158 Toadflax, and 146 Dwarf Weeds. I won't start farming these seeds until I have the inventory space, or until I'm like dedicated to actually making those potions, and once I'm dedicated to farming out 1 stack of these all at one time, right? Just like really going hard and just having inventory space. I don't want to like farm half of these and be like, okay, I'm kind of sick of farming, and then have like a stack of Dwarf Weeds in my looting bag that I just like, it's just taking up an inventory space, right? I want to be able to just farm all those out, make all the herbs into potions. Once I can commit, I'll farm all of these herbs. And these will just stay in my inventory forever. These are just used for secondaries for potions, which is for herbs, which is awesome. Super nice to have like those secondaries like covered. Same with like potato cacti, have those plants covered. So this is probably the second most, or like top 3 most important stash on the account. Arclight, I think it's fully charged. Almost. Arclight with the Aim of the Damned. You use this for Abbey Demons. You can use it for Hellhounds now. Use it for Scotizo, which is right here. Really, really important. Probably one of the most important stash units on the account for sure. And I'll see you guys with the next one. Okay, and this probably is by far the most useful stash on the account, which is Slayer Helm, Deep Battle Axe, and Defender. Every single time I do combat, every single time I do Slayer of literally any regard, gotta come here, gotta grab these 3 items. Possibly to alch the Deep Battle Axe. If I'm gonna be like doing stuff for a long time, I alch this, and then would go buy another one at the the Heroes Guild that's over here. You would go here afterwards and go upstairs and buy another one to refill the stash unit. You'd only lose like 80k or something from I think it costs 200k to buy and 120k to alch. So you lose 80k in the process, but it's a good way of saving inventory space. This is by far the stash unit of all stash units for every piece of combat in the game. I come here. Okay, and another very important combat. How do I get this? Oh no, I'm silly. I'm gonna do it up here. Another very, very important. Wait, where's the dude? Is it this dude? One sec. Yo, another very important stash unit would be this one, which is very weird because you have to get this ring from this dude, but thankfully it's right next to the stash unit. So you get this invisibility ring. People might know this from the Desert Treasure quest. And it's this stash unit right here. Dodge the skeleton. And it has the rune crossbow and a miter in it. The miter is like decently useful. The rune crossbow is like my main source of range, at least, you know, like range damage. So having a stash unit for my main ranged weapon is like really nice. This is my bread and butter ranged stash unit. I have to come here if I'm training range. Have to get the rune crossbow. Super important stash unit. A slightly annoying and slight of out of the way to get, because you have to kind of talk to that dude for that ring, and it's also just like it's like left of the fishing guild. It's a little out of the way, you know, but it's important. It's important to have. It's important to know. Yeah, great stash unit. Okay, and then probably my favorite stash unit of all for sure, because it involves skilling, is the Dragon Axe stash unit, which is right over here. Super easy to get to. I also love this location. It's literally so beautiful. Like a beautiful spot in the game. Come over here. It's a single item stash unit. Literally just needs the DX. So good. This is like part of the reason why I needed it / wanted the DX so bad. It's why I did DKs for it. Is because it's a single item storable stash unit. So good. It also can store an Infernal Axe or a Crystal Axe if that's what you have instead. So once I get the Crystal Seed, I can just also store that axe in here, which is just so nice, dude. It's so perfect. Absolutely perfect stash unit. All of them should aim to be like this. Absolutely beautiful. Love skilling. Love the stash unit. A+, S+. Great grade stash unit. Okay, and then the last kind of final niche stash unit that I kind of use sometimes. Excuse me, beekeeper, I'm busy. Is this one. And this one's much more obscure. This is in West Arty, and it's not one that I think people think about often, but it's a D spear one. And it's just, I just use the D spear to like put like an Arty Knight in place for thieving over an Arty. So it's kind of nice that the stash unit is in the same city. That's mostly it. I would just come here, grab the D spear if I need to place a knight, and that's it. It's not super useful, obviously, but it's still important to remember where it's at, kind of, and be able to come to it whenever I need it and use it appropriately. And it's also a skilling-based stash unit because it's used for thieving. That's mostly it. But yeah, that's the last real stash unit that requires any use outside of just like completing clues on my account. Thanks for watching. Okay, yo. I wanted to kind of record a final wrap-up clip and mostly just say thank you. And if you've made it this far, you're probably a psychopath, but we love psychopaths around here, so I really appreciate it. That's kind of this, you know, hopefully you join me for the rest of my journey post-Max, and I appreciate that if you cared enough to watch all of this and you cared enough about my progress in this game, you cared enough about this game and about this account that I care about it so much, right? And I just appreciate you listening, appreciate your time. Hopefully I've given you back as much as you've given me. That's all I care about at the end of the day. Hope you're entertained by it as much as I am. And thanks so much, you know. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.